10,000 for 17.
Hello, fellow pilots. This Reverend Dr. Dan Renfro. Just call me Dr. Dan. From Dan is my tech guy. We're going to talk a little bit today about more Snaptain drones. This is the third one in a series. We've been doing reviews on them. Here's all my drones. There's a 10 and a 15, and now an add the Sp700. We've been talking about all kinds of different drones. We've been talking about, you know, where they're going to go and who they're for and who can use them. I'm going to tell you right now, let me say it out loud. Everybody says the little ones are beginner drones. That is not true. This is easy to fly. It's a GPS drone. This is the beginner's drone. It's easy because once you let go of the stick, it just holds there. It doesn't matter if there's wind, doesn't matter what's going on. It's there, just slight drift sometimes, but in most cases, it stays right there in front of you. That makes it a great beginner's drone. You have to learn to finesse. You'll have to learn how to fly it. It comes with a great big remote. Holds lots of batteries. It tells you everything that's on the app, or a lot of stuff on the app. How many GPS you got, headless fly, all the kind of how many satellites you're on. It's pretty easy. Just push that red button, and I won't go through the connection sequence and the things you have to do. But seriously, there's a button that takes it off. Once it takes off, there it is. It sits there. Then you have to learn how to use this thing, the finesse in the buttons. Here's the coolest thing, and you have to tell everybody I have to learn this on my own. Just don't panic. Even on the little ones, don't panic. The worst thing that can happen is you push the disconnect and it falls from the sky. This one right here has a red button too. You don't want to take your $200 drone, push the button, and let it crash to the ground. But there is a smart return to home. So far, every video I watched before I went out and did this, and every time I've ever pressed that button, it comes right home. So you want to do pre-flight tests, just like if you were in a real aircraft. In fact, you have to go get a real thing from the FAA to even fly these non-professionally. You need to go look that up at the FAA site. Don't listen to all these people and don't go to those non-FAA sites. Before you fly, you need this little app. It's called Before You Fly. Right now it's called Kittyhawk. It's kind of taken over. That little app will tell you, it told me that I was in a place that was right next to an airport and restricted airspace. It'll say good to go. It'll give you the flight conditions. It'll tell you the wind. It'll literally connect to your Eco app there. It'll let you do some live streaming with it. This has a beautiful 2.7K camera. It is a fantastic shot. Those little 720Ks, of course, that is HD. Not a very good shot. It's hard to keep them. The only transmission, there's no onboard card, has to go through the Wi-Fi piece, so you lose a lot in that sometimes. Even in this connection, we've lost a lot. But I have this recording from the app into my iPad, and I also have it to the TF card on board, little 32 gigabyte card that you can buy to put in there. $7. You can't beat it for one of the most high-speed ones. You'll see in a minute the difference in the video. What I love about this is it is easy to fly. I love that you have the ability to set the perimeter so it doesn't go too far away too fast, how high it'll go. We want to stay under the 400. We want to do all those things that the licensings tell us to do. License only $5, by the way. And so it has a lot of things that you can do with the app. You can fly this thing from the app. You would never have to pick up the remote. However, I like having a remote in my hand. I'm brand new to drones. I've only been doing this for a month, and I did it backwards. I didn't listen to what everybody said. I got these beginner drones, the A10, which is a cool little bitty device. It's smaller than your hand. The A15, a little heavier, works better in the wind, but they're not GPS drones. And buddy, you learn how to fly flying those, because there is no, you could overcorrect, you crash them. I beat that A15 to death, and they keep on going. I'm going to have to get a new motor for it. I got it caught in a bush. But I'll tell you that if this drone is the beginner drone, you get this and you learn, I'm learning the finesse, the easier turns, that, coming back rather than going forward. This camera makes it a great fun picture taking and video drone. Not professional quality as far as because of not having a gimbal on the camera it's every time you make a move, it's really jerky. If you had a gimbal on there, if you have one of those better $400,000, $500,000, $600,000 devices, drones, certainly you're going to get a more smooth picture. But I tell you what, I've seen a lot of videos that people have taken with these experienced drone operators, and they've gotten some pretty fantastic pictures. So again, it's learning how to fly it. There is a learning curve. A month is a short period of time. I mean, I think it took me longer to learn how to drive a car than a month. So once you learn how to do that, and you have a drone that has GPS that you virtually can't lose. If you fly too far away, if it loses contact with the remote, it flies right back. If your battery gets dead, which you'll see in one of these videos, at the end of my battery is dead, and it just comes back. It starts beeping 2 stages. When the battery's yellow, about halfway through, it starts to beep, but it doesn't come back. But when it gets closer to red, man, it just comes right back. If it's lower than 30 meters, it goes up to 30 meters. So in case you've got it around the corner, whether you don't run into anything, when it gets right above you, it comes down. Remember what I said, don't panic. When you push that button, it's going to come back. Every time, I've never heard anybody said they've lost their $100 drone when they push those buttons. But it doesn't seem like it's happened automatically or quickly enough. When you are freaking out, you just need to take a breath. Remember, the farther away it is, the higher it is, the more time you have to react. It's going to come back. It's going to be okay. Just relax. So those are some of the actions you don't have with like the A10. It's right there in front of you. You really can't get too high. A gust of wind will take it away, and then you have to walk all day trying to find it. This thing takes some great pictures. Again, the downside is that fixed camera. But in the price range, I mean, how can you beat it? And you can't expect to get $1,000 quality out of a $200 drone. However, it flies just as well. It goes just as far. It does some of the coolest things that any of these other drones do. I like it a lot. The Snaptain Sp700. There's a link down in the link below if you want to see the one I got. Thank you so much for listening. I am Pastor Dr. Dan Renfro from Dan is Your Tech Guy, both on YouTube and on Facebook. Have a great day.